Hey everybody, this is Alabama Deep. I'm coming back at you. I got myself a project for the night. We are working on a 1968 Timex. How many people know anything about Timex whatsoever? Well, I'm going to indulge you a little bit and I want to tell you a little bit about what I know. All right, so this is a 1968. We know that because if you look at Timex's right down here at the bottom or right here at the top, the last two numbers of that serial will be the year it was manufactured. And this is definitely 68. So this is 1968. I've been working on it for a little bit. I have already taken it out of its case. Right now, I'm doing a little bit of cosmetics to the dial itself. It needs a little help. The stem right here, as you can tell, it is rusted. The case is in pretty poor condition. I put it through the ultrasonic, and we're going to be doing a little bit more with this. As we can see, that is completely scratched up. It's just absolutely dreadful. Uh, so I have ran the pieces in my solution, which is going to be distilled alcohol. Um, well, not distilled. It's it's going to be 91% solution alcohol. We can look at this. This is completely scratched up, not doing the greatest. And we could definitely take a look at that stem. This stem right here for sure. You can look at that. There is rust on that. We're going to be working on that just a little bit. And I do have the other pieces for the watch that go in. That plastic is very brittle. We want to be very careful with that. We do not want to do anything that's going to hurt this movement at all. You should be able to think. I'm going through this for a different angle, everybody. You know how my head gets in the way with everything? Well, we're going to be trying it like this. I do have uh, a new set of optics, as you know. So we're going to be trying to use that. Now, this watch right here, it is a non-runner. It does not run. I bought it for $5 off of eBay, a couple of dollars worth of shipping. So for less than $10, I got myself a watch. It needs a little bit of TLC. We're going to see if we can get this running. Um, I have noticed that sometimes if I can give it a little bit of a tap when it comes to these Timexes, you can get it to go very briefly. In this case, that's not the case. So I think it just needs just a little bit of loving. I think oil, perhaps. I'm not going to bathe it in a dip. I'm going to see what I can do without the dip first and then work my way to that. So let's get into it. I have a little bit of polish here. And this polish I'm going to be using on the dial. I have been using it on the numbers. The number 3 is very crusty. And the last thing I want to do is to cause any issues with this particular dial further. So I've been in here with my peg wood, and I'm just going in between the dial markers and shining them up, getting the corrosion off. Looks like a little bit of moisture got into this watch at some point in time during its life. And right now, I'm just polishing up the edges. I am getting that corrosion off. That 3 is a doozy. It was completely encrusted with green. As you can hear, the cats are just going insane trying to get in back here, but we're not going to let them do that. Fuck them. Pardon my French there, but, I am not necessarily a cat lover at all. Oh, there we go. The hand's moving just a little bit. Oh, there we go. Look at it. It's starting to run. Good for it. It's incredibly dirty. And I'm just going over each piece. Now, I do have a little bit of this polish. Now, this polish is uh, gosh darn it. I gave the name of it the other day, but it's Swirl Remover 2.0. I want to say it's Meguiar's, but I'm not for sure. And it's kind of like Polywatch, only it's a lot cheaper. Buy it in bulk a lot more. Going very easy with the hands. Yeah, that polishes up pretty nice. Oh, that 3 is just atrocious. Very dirty. So I'm just kind of going in between. Now I am going to go around the whole dial. This is a buffing compound, so it should bring back some of the luster of the dial. The dial itself is in pretty good shape. There we go. So we're giving it just a little bit more here. Oh, gotta be careful. And I'm just kind of going around it. So I see this little stain down here. And unfortunately, I think that's the shellac where the clear coat's coming up. Not really too much I can do, but I'm getting some of that shine back. Number 3 is never going to be number 3 again unless I redip it. But okay. In either which case, since I don't want to mess those hands up, and I've already bumped more than enough, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to have a movement holder here, but I think I got a better job for it to do. I'm going to remove it and turn it upside down. And be very careful. I'm going to bring it in to hold this in place. Because I do not want to do anything that's going to hurt the hands in any way. And we're just going to kind of lock it in place. Okay, so now it's locked in place. I have it just where I wanted it to be. Okay, so now that I have this little cherry turned upside down, if you can call a Timex a cherry, I guess I can. I got my wooden sticks laying everywhere. We're going to move them out of the way. I'm going to oil this watch. From what I've seen, it doesn't appear to be too dirty. I think it just needs oil. And really, for any type of Timex watch, that's really all you have to do is clean it and oil it. These movements are horrible, next to near impossible to service. You can do it. Yes, you can. But good luck, because anytime you try to tear these watches down, the games, I promise you, will begin. So I am simply just going to come in here and I am just going to lightly oil. Whoops, that's a little too much. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to lightly oil each of these movements. Notice that there's no jewels in here, but wherever there's high friction, we are going to apply a little bit of oil. And that was too much, I believe. Notice that it's wanting to move, isn't it? And for the God's sakes, I really want to touch. I really want to touch the balance wheel, but I'm not going to. I want to flick it with my finger, and of course that's a no-no. So I'm just going to gently come in here and give it a little bit of a touch. Here's some on the screw as well. Give it some there. There we go. We're going to see if that is enough to get this cherry going. Perhaps just a little bit more Earl. Couldn't hurt now, could it? Give it some there, some there, some there. Give it some right there. Alright. These movements are just incredible to work on. They're so easy. Alright, that's all I'm going to do as far as that goes. Now, I have to address, of course, I have to address the little stem. The stem is, of course, rusty. So we're going to zoom out just a little bit here. We're going to move this movement out of the way because we don't want to get anything on it. And bringing out my secret weapon. Sandpaper. So I'm going to tear some of it off right here. I'm not going to need too much sandpaper. Working a little bit. There we are, getting some of it off. It has already been for a bath in my ultrasonic cleaner. Doesn't look too bad. It's looking better. Perhaps just a little bit more. I'll take that for $1. Looks a lot better. A lot better, I say. So, what I am going to do now is come back and first I want to take it, I'm going to wipe it off I don't need any grit on there. And I'm going to come in here. And I'm just going to coat it with Earl. That's like good old Earl, huh? Alright, so let's move the stem out of the way. Okay, so now we got the stem gone. And we got to address this case right here. Now we can look at that. We see how scratched up it is. Blah, 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 blah. Let's move the movement out of the way a bit further, out of my way of what I'm fixing to do next, because we don't want to get anything inside of this. So what we're going to do here, and I'm going to go ahead and mark the spot so I know where to hold the movement so you can see what's going on. So, okay, so you should be able to see everything from this vantage point. We can take a look. This is scratched pretty daggum well, isn't it? Yes, indeed it is. So, we're going to come back again. And we're going to use more sandpaper. Let me see. I don't think I'm going to try taking this out. No, I don't think I'm going to. But what I am going to do is take off a little bit smaller piece of paper, and we're going to start by you can tell by looking at it, it is scratched up. We're going to do our best to remove the scratches from this. And the way to do that is with sandpaper, with a heavier grit, and then working your way up to a more finer grit. And this should help. This should help get rid of the scratches, which we can see it is starting to do that. Go ahead and do it that way. Now, some people may think that what I'm doing is insane. Oh, you're destroying the crystal, but no, really, you're not. So you can see that the scratches are starting to disappear, and that's fine. That's perfect. That is exactly what we want. We want the crystal scratches to go away. So you can tell the acrylic crystal is now all scratched up, but you can see that most of those big giant scratches are now gone, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want to have happen. So I can't, with my own eyes, I can't see that. Before we continue on, we're going to put it in ultrasonic. Sorry for the noise, 1 second. Sorry, guys. I know that it is probably playing havoc with the phone system, and I sincerely apologize for that. So, yes, absolutely, I am sorry. Now, I am going to come over here. I need to clean up my station just a little bit, so I'm just going to pour just a little bit of alcohol on the outside of where the camera is. And I'm going to come in here with my shop towel. I want to clean this area up. We're going to keep it nice and tidy. Okay, so now we're back to a clean surface. Here we are with the Timex crystal. Now what do? Well, we're going to come at it and we're going to sand it. We're going to sand it some more with a much lighter, much finer block. We can see that it's, once again, most of the big scratches are gone. And yes, you know, as you can tell, I didn't spend a whole lot of time, basically because of the duration of the video. Hey, we're going to make this a long one if we are not careful. So you can see that's looking a lot better. So one more time, let's dip it into the ultrasonic. Once again, I apologize. We're going to take that out. And it is being bathed in, as I said, alcohol, 91%. Okay, now I'm bringing out the mystery juice. And this is like Polywatch. I'm going to suggest this. And it is McGuire's Mirror Glaze Professional Swirl Remover 2.0. Okay, Polywatch is expensive on eBay. But you can get this big giant bottle for literally 12, 13 bucks. And watch what it will do. Okay, so first we're going to put that on there. Okay. Take a cotton swab. We're going to work that in to the watch crystal. Now, what is this going to do? Will it do what Polywatch does? Watch and see. So I have that. I'm going to put a little bit more of the mystery juice on it. Okay. It's a little bit more mystery juice. I'm going to work it in with my finger some. and all the edges. Now, will this crystal be perfect? No, because I'm not spending a whole lot of time on it. This is just for video, for content. If I really want this thing to be 100% better, then it's going to take me at least 40 minutes of sanding away to get it to where I want it to be. But look at there. A lot of the scratches, big scratches, are now gone. And this has done what it is supposed to do. It has removed a lot of the scratches. And like I said, if I want to continue on, I can continue sanding on this and we can make it to a complete and total perfect shine, which I'm sure we will do off camera. But just for a tutorial and explanation and solving the problem of poly being so god darn expensive. Da da da. Good old McGuire's. So, okay, let's take a look now back at our Timex. Now, if I am correct with everything that I've done, this movement should now, let me get my optics on. Well, it's still a non-runner, isn't it? Oh, it wants to so bad, doesn't it? Ah, okay. Well, that's alrighty. We'll make a part 2 of this. And if I can't help myself, because I am on call tonight for death calls only for the funeral home, don't want to run my battery down, I think I'll play with this a little bit more after this video and show end results, or pick back up later after I'm not on call and do a part 2. So I think that's what we're going to do. And then we'll go ahead and we will see where we stand with this particular watch. So, okay, guys, I'll catch y'all in the updated video to come.